there, welcome to fuelforsuccess.com. That's fuel number 4 success.com. My name is MD Ahmed. I'm the international author of Hidden Secrets of the Topper's Mind and various other courses. This is a live session, and we have been talking about the 5P Crorepati formula, self-made Crorepati. So, self-made, all right? Now, when I say self-made, what I mean is where you need not have a lot of investment to become a Crorepati. That is what I mean. That doesn't mean to say that you're not going to take the help of people around you, because you got to have people, and you should also understand that no man is an island by himself. We need one another to succeed. I spoke to you about the first P, and the first P was, the first P is psychology of riches. Now, why is that important? Because you see, your psychology determines your behavior. Okay, say that out loud with me. My psychology determines my behavior. And how you make money, how you spend money, it's all about your behavior. There are a lot of people, they make money, but then they don't have it with them. It just disappears because of their behaviors. You need to change your psychology, number one. So the second P is you got to be passionate problem solver. All right. Now, we spoke about it, and by now I think you must have thought of a few problems that you can solve. And then the third P, what is it? Who's going to type? We spoke about it yesterday. Just type it and send it to me. What is the third P? Be quick, be quick. Be quick. I'm going to wait for 5 seconds and I'm going to give it away. And 5 seconds में अगर से कोई वो बोलता है तो you might just get a surprise from us. All right, maybe a giveaway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the third P is perceived value, people's perception. How people perceive your brand, how people perceive your product or your service. That is critical. Now, you see, people's perception, that is what it is, people's perception. कैसे perceive करते हैं लोग? I gave you the example of a TV star and a cricketer like Virat Kohli. What's the difference? It's the perception. High value, low value. Apple, the perception. So now you see, and hope everyone over here is good, hale and healthy and hearty. I hope your family members are safe. And now let's talk about the fourth P here. How do we create this perception? The fourth P stands for your promotion. Okay, that is your sales and marketing. Sales and marketing. Now listen and listen very carefully. There are a lot of people, once they are solving a problem, you create a product, it's a wonderful product. They think that people will somehow get to know, and it is the people's responsibility to find you, where that magician is, and they come to you. That's not going to happen. You also need to understand that promotion is, again, PP, push and pull strategy. You push your product or you pull people towards you. When you're starting off, use both the strategies. See how you can push the product into the market, okay, and also pull the customers, the clients, because it's all about profits. That is what you need to understand. And a few people who are not comfortable selling, you better get used to promoting and selling your products or services, because if you don't, nobody else will. And selling is actually a science and an art. Science because it's got certain steps to it, and once you follow those steps, the sale happens. And art because it's subjective to each person. Every person executes the steps a little differently, brings in his or her own charm into it, his or her own style into it. So it is a science and an art. Just don't depend simply because you can talk well and you have made sales. There are a lot of people who think that they do not require sales training, or they don't put in a deliberate effort to learn the art and science of selling. Because they're like, I'm already doing good. But guess what? If you actually learn these steps and processes, you will realize that most of it you're already following it. But now you will have a structure, and it'll increase your turnover, your revenues. It'll increase your sale. You have to understand this. And most of the people, what I've seen is sales and marketing, either they don't get into it, they think it's bad, how do I talk about my program, how do I talk about my service, अपनी ही मुंह से अपनी तारीफ कैसे करूँ, कौन किसी को हायर करोगे पड़ोसी को, यार मेरी तारीफ कर दे थोड़ी. स्टार्टअप कर रहे हो, अकेले कुछ स्टार्ट कर रहे हो, तो लर्न टू ब्लो योर ओन ट्रम्पेट, क्योंकि nobody else is going to do your push-ups for you. You have to promote it, and that is how it works. And let me tell you, there are a few strategies. For example, when I visit a particular city, there is no ad spend. I do not advertise it in the newspapers or on the television. And even then, I get about 500,000 people attending my free introductory seminars. That's a very big number. So because I understand my business, I understand my structure, I understand how it works. Not only this business, it can be applied for any business. You can have people walking into your stores. You can have people, buying your stuff like crazy. So remember this. The fourth P is promotion. Promote your product. Learn sales and marketing. Position your product properly. Position your product properly. It depends on what you're selling. You can, I heard that there is a burger joint, all right? They did not go ahead and compete with McDonald's because McDonald's is already established. But then they came up with a whole new idea and plan, and they started off, selling burgers. They had their own niche. And each burger, if you go to that place, I think it costs about $100 or something, $80 to $100. मतलब 5 से 7,000 रुपया का burger बिकता है. Okay, think about it. That means to say, positioning is very important. आप समझ रहे हो? जब भी मैं Amazon, Flipkart में मैं देखता हूँ, I don't even tend to Myntra and all that. I don't even tend to look at those brands that are coming up. क्योंकि मैंने सुना नहीं, तो I would always go to the brands that I've heard of. Okay, because I'm not sure कि quality कैसी रहेगी, वापस return क्यों book करें, and all things like that. So there is a particular way for you to let people know that you have started off and your stuff is good. This is very important. You have to understand this. And there are different ways to do it, even if you are a startup. Okay, so now is the time for questions. Now the question here is, how does one make his or her team perform to their maximum potential? Now, Aman, that's a very nice question that you asked. However, I encourage you to ask me questions related to this particular, topic that we are talking about. Anything that's got to do with positioning your product, promoting your product. Okay, maybe I might have a separate session or series of sessions for this particular question that you have. Okay, how does one make his or her team perform to their maximum potential? Okay, so I might address this separately, but aaj ke liye, whatever we just spoke, all right? So if you have any question whatsoever related to whatever we spoke today, positioning, go ahead, shoot the question. And yes, you can also ask me questions related to my previous episodes, the last 3 episodes. Okay, so constant learning helps. Yes, constant learning helps, but at the same time, just make sure that your learning is aligned with your outcomes, goals. Because a lot of people end up learning the things that that are not useful to them. Those learnings are good. Okay, those learnings are valuable, but not to them, because those learnings are not related to their goal. You understand what I'm saying? तो लर्निंग भी आपके आउटकम से रिलेटेड होना चाहिए, कनेक्टेड होना चाहिए. इट्स एज सिंपल एज दैट. यस, कोई और सवाल? ऑल राइट, मोटिवेशन गोज अ लॉन्ग वे. नाउ यू नीड टू वॉच माई video where I say motivation is garbage. Motivation is garbage. Yes. So be quick. Any question? I'm going to wait for another 10 seconds. Can you elaborate more on science of selling? Okay, I can elaborate. Okay, I'll just give you an idea. as to where you can start off. See, firstly, you need to understand that selling is facilitating a purchase. Okay, selling is facilitating a purchase. All right, and it has got certain steps to it. And those steps, once you learn, you mustn't be using to manipulate and sell garbage that is unethical. So, say for example, the processes that I follow, I've sold standing on stage to hundreds and thousands of people, and I made a fortune out of it. And I know for a fact that this can be misused as well, and that is the reason why I said I'm very particular about choosing people for a few programs. So selling, remember, you're not selling anything, you are actually facilitating a purchase, because it is always the customer who makes the decision to buy. So you need to maneuver in certain way that the decision is made, especially when you believe that your product is good and there may be resistance inside. Usually there is resistance inside. And when you know that your product or service is amazing, it becomes your duty to sell it. Okay, it becomes your duty. And to do that, there are certain questions to be asked. There are certain, body language patterns. There are a lot of things that are involved. You need to study that. But as of now, no so much. Selling is only facilitating a purchase where you help the other person make the decision to invest in your service or product. Because the moment you sound salesy, the sale is off. So now let me just see. My listeners always love my music. They say I am too underrated. How do I promote my music to a large number of people? बेटा डिजिटल मार्केटिंग या तो आप करो या फिर you hire somebody to do digital marketing for you. Now, if you say that my listeners always love my music, if your music's good, now listen to this. Who are your listeners? Sometimes what happens is if your family is your listener and your family supports you, because थोड़ा सा भी हम अच्छा गा लें, हमारी family समझती है कि हम Indian Idol जीत जाएंगे. I'm not saying that your music is bad or your singing is bad, because I never heard you. Okay, and moreover your silent music तो सुनाई भी नहीं दे रहा है अभी जो तुम बनाए हो. See who is, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, tarifying you, who is admiring you. What understanding does that person have music के मामले में? And keep making music. That is what I would tell you. Keep making music. If you're a composer, if you are a lyricist, if you're a singer, and keep uploading. And yes, sometimes it is better that you mix it up. Now listen to this silent music. I think you're from Pune. I remember you mentioning this. Sometimes it is better that, अगर से पुराने गाने तुम गाकर डालते हो तो copyright issue हो सकता है. अगर से वो allowed है तो वो करो, so that people will connect you to, the established singers, and then put in your own music and be consistent with it. Be consistent with it, and because you see these music labels and all these people, they are on a lookout. They are searching नए talent के लिए, नए इसके लिए, and if you are consistent, it'll help you. That is one tip that I can give you. Be consistent in putting your music out there on the internet, all the platforms. Okay, keep your audience engaged. So now, perception of acceptability. How does one create it? Yeah, again, a good question. Okay, one moment. 110 listeners across all major platforms, all random people, labels trying to sign my music. Okay, if you've got labels trying to sign your music, nothing like it. You are a star. So make sure that you get in touch with a good vakil. So that the contract that you sign with the label, it favors you as well, because usually it doesn't happen. Okay, labels draft a contract where तुमको सोने के पिंजरे में बंद कर लेंगे. आर्टिस्टों की यही हालत होती है, सोने के पिंजरे में वो कैद हो जाते हैं. So catch hold of a good vakil. And then what is that terrifying क्या है, Akansha? Now, very true. I can connect. What can you connect? Perception of acceptability. How does one create it? Perception, that requires a very long answer. One moment, I'll come back to you, Aman. I am talking about sales, promotion, learning. Yes, you're right, Akansha. Sales, promotion, learning. Yes, you got to constantly be in it, though you would know, okay, certain things. Even then, listen. Even then, keep attending. Because उसमें क्या होता है कि reinforcement होता है, and that is very important for your wiring inside the brain. ये एक बार सीख ले, अरे सीखा हुआ है, देखा हुआ है, अरे मालूम है. ये जो आदत होती है, ये आपको नीचे लेकर जाती है. ओके, आई नो ऑल, मालूम है, वही बोलेगा ना, तो सुना हुआ है. नाउ ये एटीट्यूड यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड. रीइंफोर्समेंट इज वेरी क्रिटिकल, एंड रीइंफोर्समेंट strengthens the neural pathways that you have already created. So it always helps when you invest, let's say 20 minutes or 60 minutes every day learning things that are related to your goals. Not only your Crorepati goals, even other areas in life. But here we are talking about money. So money related goals, make sure that you invest time, energy and money. Now, can you elaborate more on sales? I did that. I just mentioned that you need to take training and you need to change your perception of sales. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And perception, what do you mean by perception of acceptability? What do you mean by that, perception of acceptability? I think I've spoken about this in one of my videos on YouTube. Okay, perception of acceptability. Aman, Baba, what do you mean, Baba? Can you reframe that question for me? Can you reframe the question for me? All right, I don't think Saman Baba is here now. So, fine then, if you do not have any questions, you were listening to MD Ahmed, the founder of fuelforsuccess.com. And tomorrow I'll let you know, I'll talk about the fifth and the most critical P in this process. So tomorrow is the last day and मैंने dessert कब रखते हैं, पूरा आपका meal खत्म हो जाए तब dessert serve होता है. So tomorrow is like serving the dessert. The last P is the most critical P, so I'm going to come tomorrow and talk about the last P. Now, sales is the only thing wherein you can make a person trust you and invest in your product. Yes, that is right. Sales and marketing is very critical, and that's the thing that helps people buy and invest in your product. Sales and marketing. See, all these, they're interconnected. Sales, marketing, branding. Okay, and yesterday Akansha spoke about service. So all this is connected. And sales के अलग-अलग तरीके होते हैं बेचने के. So Aman, what is it in the market? Regarding your product in the market. Now see, it's very subjective. Now the acceptability depends on what product it is, what mood you are in. Now I'll just give you an idea. Okay, now listen, this will be the last idea that I'm sharing with you. अभी मैंने ये मिंत्रा का ऐप देख रहा था मैं, एंड एक नया ऑप्शन आया है मिंत्रा में, कंट्रीज द प्रोडक्ट्स ऑरिजिन, कि कौन से कंट्री से ये प्रोडक्ट चाहिए आपको. And especially what happened was, I think एक डेढ़ साल पहले, एक लास्ट ईयर, राइट, चाइना को लेकर के बहुत सारे लोगों ने बोला कि नहीं, चाइना का प्रोडक्ट हमें नहीं खरीदना है, ये नहीं खरीदना है. तो फ्यू कंपनीज दे अंडरस्टैंड कि पब्लिक के मूड के हिसाब से वो अपने आप को मोल्ड करते हैं. तो लॉट ऑफ पीपल स्टार्टेड दिस कैंपेन सेइंग कि दिस इज मेड इन इंडिया, made in India initiative, because they are appealing to a class of people who are boycotting certain products from, or boycotting products from certain regions. So उनको भी वो अपील कर रहे हैं. ऐसा नहीं कि वो सिर्फ मेड इन इंडिया ही बेच रहे हैं, वो सब बेच रहे हैं, लेकिन एक परसेप्शन वहां भी क्रिएट हो रहा है एक्सेप्टेंस के लिए, गिविंग एन ऑप्शन के origin. So now a person who doesn't want to buy anything from a particular region, he will select जो रीजन चाहिए, और उसके लिए भी प्रोडक्ट्स वहां पर प्लेटफॉर्म पर अवेलेबल किए जाते हैं. That is one example that might help you understand the answer to your question. And it again depends on the mood of your clientele, the market and all that. It again depends on that. Okay, what you're selling, product, service, uske upar baat hai. ठीक है? So, is there anything else I can help you with? If yes, thank you for your valuable info, Sergi. God bless. Thank you very much, Akansha, for joining in. And Aman, I hope you will, you understood what I just said. Right, so I will be seeing you tomorrow. Tomorrow is the last day. You're welcome, Silent Music. I wish you all the best. I wish you the biggest stage in the world where you go and perform like a rock star. All right, once everything is settled, please take care of yourselves, love yourselves, and help your neighbors, relatives, stand by them, give them a call, talk to them. All right. So connect with people and also make sure that your financial life is strong, because at the end of the day, money matters. Money really matters. So I wish you abundance and riches, and I'll see you tomorrow at 9:45 p.m. on Instagram. See you tomorrow.